Hi everyone, I am live tonight with the launch of our newest ebook, Megg Fast 3.1. I just thought I'd jump on really quickly and tell you a little bit more about how Megg Fast 3.1 is different than the Egg Fast 3.0 and what you're in store for those of you who have been wondering what the hell it's all about. It is now launched in the store. I've just made them live so you can actually go into the store and see that we actually have the Megg Fast 3.1 available as a single ebook to purchase. I did put together a, excuse me, I'm going to do really well if I'm already coughing. I did put together a bundle of the Egg Fast 3 and the Egg Fast 3.1. And all four of our ebooks as well. We've still got the other bundles that we had when we launched Egg Fast 3.0, so there's something there for everyone. If you're only just starting out, you can make the choice if you want 1, 2, 3, 4. You can buy them separately at any time. We do have some deals on, of course, with the launch. So they're all now in the store. Anyone that's on our subscribers list have got their emails earlier, so there has been a little bit of sharing of people excited to get the books already, which I'm really stoked, and I've already got some beautiful emails. And yes, I am doing really well already, so I'm just going to have a drink of water. Sorry about that. I haven't spoken much all day. It's been a hectic week editing and just getting things done for the book. I just can hear Dave coming up the stairs. Are you okay?
Any water?
No, I've got some here. Thank you. Yeah, very, very croaky. So yeah, I've just been working flat out and barely been talking that much. So I guess that's probably the problem. So yeah, the new ebook Megg Fast is crazy. It was supposed to be only like around 20 recipes. It was only supposed to be a little add-on to Egg Fast 3.0, and it has blown out. So it's over 45 recipes. It's got 5 full meal plans of like the 4-day cycles that we work on for anyone that hasn't had our Egg Fast 3.0. We work on a 4-day cyclical plan. So you do 4 days on the plan, 3 days off on your normal low carb keto lifestyle. You can eat some higher carbs foods. For those of you who haven't been following my journey, I've lost nearly 16 kilos in the last 15 weeks. Following the Egg Fast 3 of just a 4-day cycle, but also on those weekends that I've had, you know, one meal, maybe that's like got some chips or something like that on it, which I haven't eaten in, you know, the 6 years that I've been keto. So I've made it in the way that you're really, really good for 4 days, and then on the 3 days, if you've got to go out, you want to have a drink of alcohol or something like that, or treat yourself to something, you can. But I do find that through the elimination in the 4 days, that you find that you're a little bit better on the weekend, and you start to learn that you may not want to eat certain foods. So I've already let the cat out of the bag that, you know, over the last few weeks, like I haven't been cooking lots of different things. So I'm not that I was ever a cake eater or anything like that, but like I've obviously been cooking a lot for the website and lots of things made with almond meal and stuff. So I've barely been eating any almond meal. I haven't eaten any cream or anything like that in months. And you can definitely see like my skin, my body, everything's changing. So it is definitely a life changer for me. And I'm feeling all the energy in that from it as well. So the Megg Fast 3.1 is we stepped up from Egg Fast 2.0 to Egg Fast 3, where we went into more meaty, adding more protein to a traditional egg fast, which we've kept changing each time we've done these fasts. And this time around, the meals are very meatily based. A new word for you there, meatily. So yeah, there's lots of protein in this plan. We have done meals that travel well, so they're all portable meals. So for the busy workers who need something to take in lunch boxes or picnics, or, you know, I was a traveling, you know, business development manager, sales rep before, and, you know, I always had to have food. You know, I had fridges and stuff like that in the car and whatever. So these are, you know, lots of meals that are like that. There's even one-handed ones for those who like eat, if you're a truckie or whatever, one-handed meals. Very simple meals that can be made, frozen, defrosted, and reheated and not lose their consistency. We've even cooked straight from the freezer. We've done crazy things, so even blowing it out where I was going to launch last week, I came up with a damn fry recipe. And it's like, I'm like, oh my God, like we could do this. And then one of the testers tested it out and it worked out great. So then I also had to develop the dairy-free version of it as well too. So these fries, by the way, are not ones that you've seen like before that have got like flowers or gums and anything like that. And they're not like fake. They're actually got 3 main normal ingredients that you would have in your fridge or freezer right now. Okay, so very, very simple recipes that are all designed to be very quick and easy. So let me just show you. So like I said, 45 recipes in this book. It's got 5 meal plans. I've just printed off 2 pages because I was going to use my iPad, but as you can imagine, I've just launched a book, so it's just continually flashing with people's stuff, so I don't want to reveal any of that on a live. All the meal plans, just like in our Megg Fast 3.0, I've done a title of each plan. So this one's called 4 and 4, so it's actually 4, is this on the 4 meals, or not 4 meals that you actually make in 4 days. So it's only like got 4 meals, but you eat them over the 4 days. So it's just like very simple. So it's the people that are quite lazy and stuff like that, that don't want to have to cook a lot of food. You only have to make 4 meals and then you eat them throughout the rotation of the 4 days. And I've given you meal prep. So in this one, we've actually included in, it looks like it's got lots of meals, but there's actually 2 meals on there and there's like a little alternative over here. But all the recipes actually have additional alternatives. But the other thing that's on here is just black tea or black coffee and electrolytes or a third of a cup of pickle juice, which we've actually included how to make your own pickle juice at home. It's very, very simple. It's very good for you. We have a little bit of information about that as well, and a link to another website that actually tells you more information about how good that is for you. And I made a very, very clean pickle juice, and it's divine, to be honest. So that's on there as well too. So the meal prep for this one is just like pickle juice, a batch of the egg faster or dairy-free faster. So we've done a lot of dairy-free options for this book. I actually have written it in the information on the book, so I'll just have a quick look for you if anyone hasn't read it. I always get questions and they're usually in the description, okay? So there's 36 out of 46 of the recipes that are either dairy-free or have a dairy-free variation for you. We've also included in the majority of all of them a lower lactose variation as well. So, you know, if you're just the lactose intolerance rather than the dairy intolerance, you can swap those things for, let's just say, a sheep's milk Romano rather than a Parmesan. So, you know, little changes like that we've implemented into the book just to make it simpler as well. Actually, I didn't even print off a recipe, but there is a sample recipe in the description of the book too, and I'm just going to open that one up. I didn't know I put it there. Well, I've sent it out in the email. So we've put in a new format in the notes. So it's actually got ingredients with the substitutions, storage, so it's got little headings, how to reheat, how to suit it in the lunchbox, and there's even some that have got off plan and maintenance as well, so that you know how you can actually pimp it a little bit and make it a little bit more fancy. And this one's just got notes about how you can double things in those as well too. So a lot of the recipes are very good for doubling, tripling, whatever, and that you can then freeze them into portions. So let's just say if you're going to make the faster, you could do that times 10 if you wanted to and have enough faster for 20 meals. And then make the different sauces, make that out into individual serves, stack them in your freezer and have ready-made meals. So lots of great things like that. And we did the same sort of things with all the breads and even the fries. The fries can be cooked directly from the freezer into the oven, or you could fry them or air fry them and that as well too. So trying to keep things very, very simple. But yeah, this meal prep for this one, it's just the fast tortillas. So you've got your own tortillas to make. The freezer burritos, you don't even have to make it. So the meal prep is suggestions. So it's like if you want to prep it all in one day, you can do that, or you can make them on the day. Most of these meals, I've made several of them within a few hours and photographed them while I've been doing the book and that as well too. So if I'm doing that in a few hours, you could probably do the whole book, in a day or two, max, the whole book of every recipe. And there's a cottage pie in there as well too, which is, I had it today. So yeah, each of the plans have that sort of thing in there. So there's 5 meal plans in this one, 45 recipes. In the Megg Fast 3.0 there was 50 plus recipes and 5 meal plans, and in the whole lot we've got, well, with those 2 books there's over 100 recipes, so that will keep you going for a long time, I think. And I'm really loving this plan myself, so it was just putting in more recipes to add to our plans to make it more convenient for those who are workers and that want it. There was more requests for things that could be made in advance. The hot drinks can all be made ahead of time. They can be frozen, they can be chilled, they can be reheated, they can be cooked or whatever and left overnight. They can be left in your fridge for a couple of days and that as well too. So there is like nothing that really has to be eaten immediately. The only thing I do say is just say, I put the sample recipe. I'm just going to open up the live to see that I can see questions when I'm ready. What was I going to say? Oh, I've completely forgotten because I changed course. But if anyone can remind me in the questions what I was just talking about, we'll get back to it. Oh yeah, it was just about putting fresh ingredients on. So things like the bacon and brunch soup that I sent out today in the email, you can make the soup base and then you just put the bacon and the lettuce and that on it when you're ready to serve. It's just that simple. And obviously we're used to that with lunch boxes and that too. We can have something hot or something liquid and we just put the other things in a little container or a little Ziploc bag and then top it when you've heated, or you're just going to eat it cold. That is completely up to you. So the index, gorgeous meals. Everything looks really nice, I think, in this book too. I've done a lot of extra work to try and make it look beautiful as well. And that was part of the reason why I said we're getting rid of some of our older ebooks that we just did some specials on and that as well too. I like to keep everything fresh. I have a high standard with our work. I want it to, be very up to date. I think this book looks pretty great. And I'm really going to hope that everybody loves it. But you'll be able to join us as well starting on Monday. We'll go into our first challenge. Just follow the plan. Look, honestly, anyone that says they don't know where to start, it's as simple as anything. Print off that and start at that number 1. And that's all you got to do. Just cook it and eat it. You'll find quickly if you go through anything that there mightn't be something that you like. When you're cooking it, taste it, add a little bit of extra seasoning or something like that if you need it. Don't add extra fats and carbs and stuff like that if you don't need it. We've added a lot of extra information as well. So there is things like cooking guides, resources, protein fats lists, reheating, thermal tips for all our Thermomix users. We've got that in there for, off guided cooking. You're still getting guided cooking. You're just reading it off a device rather than off your machine. Honestly, there's no difference. The difference is that these recipes are specifically written by somebody who follows a low-carb keto diet, and you're getting meals from somebody who actually has a high standard to a low-carb keto diet. I think that is the biggest strength that we have as recipe developers in Megg Creations. That Dave and I both follow a low-carb diet. We actually give a shit what goes into our mouth. So we actually try and create some of the best recipes that you will ever try while you're following a low-carb keto diet. So yeah, that's all in there. And for, whether you're following for conventional recipes or thermal recipes, that applies to that because, a lot of books are written by people who don't follow the lifestyle. And to be honest with you, most cookbooks are not even written by the persons whose name's on it. It's written by a team of people. So that is what is the difference with a Megg Creations book. And I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of some of the recipes. I know I did this the other night, so some of you had already joined us. But we've got things like pizza, pasta, and good eat. So I've done even a takeout meal plan. You can use the meal plans in different ways. You can actually do a couple of days from the takeout meal plan and a couple of days from the pack and send, which is like pack and send means, pack it and take it to work or whatever. So you can mix and match the meals. But let's just say in pizza, pasta, and good eats, you can have things like a beef and bacon cottage pie. We've got knitted naan, which is with the keema curry, which is a really dry sort of mince curry, so it's cheap on the hip pocket and that as well. Pickle juice brine chicken tenders, which are amazing, and you can of course do that with thigh fillets or breast fillets, whatever is suiting your diet. Bolognese pappardelle, again, a really nice, cheap, easy meal to make. The pasta is incredible. If you haven't heard, we've made a dairy-free keto pasta too. I think our keto pasta is by far away the best keto pasta you can get on the market. Even compared to anything you buy, it's like leaps and bounds ahead of anything that's in a packet. I tried some. You'll like them for a little while. I did like the ones with made from edamame bean and stuff like that. But then after a while, it's like, really, this tastes like crap. My personal opinion. But you just sort of it was good because it was something that was close to pasta. But I think this is very close to pasta. It doesn't have any aftertaste. It doesn't have any weird flavor, and it's so simple to make. Honestly, I don't know how many times I've made it already, but a ton. We have things for the lunchbox, so you can make like a buffalo chicken pizza, but that even has alternatives in that for the pizza toppings. So even looking backwards to our pizza toppings, you could use the 3 cheese whip or gherkin dip or You could even use like there is a pesto here somewhere, I'm not in the right spot. You could even use like the ranch dressing that is on there with some blue cheese, and then actually, you know, add some, you know, hot smoked salmon or something like that. You know, just make things really simple. We've got mega burger muffins and stuff like that, so make the burger into a muffin, so you don't even have to have things that fall apart while you're at work, and that as well too. They're all in one. The actual burger goes into the batter of the muffin and bakes all together. So you can even put, like, if you wanted extra cheese and bacon or onion or sauce and stuff like that, you can stick it under the meat when you put that in and bake it into it, so it's all inbuilt. So, you know, if you're eating on the run, it's perfect kind of food. So I've really like tried to work in some, you know, foods that we love, and just make them easier. There is hot drinks. So we've had a lot of people saying that it's too cold to drink their shakes, so you'll be blown away. The Mexican hot chocolate, even one of our testers, Lauren, amazing. She's actually been ditching going out with her fiance and that for their hot chocolate at fancy places, and actually staying home and making their own. So that is a win. The caramello white hot chocolate was a late comer in that as well too, because I'm like, oh, you know what, I really want to do a white chocolate version just for a picture. But it was so good, it had to have its own recipe in there as well. The Be Fast Hot Mess is like our Be Fast shake. It has endless opportunities for you to flavour it any way. You can make these with tea, coffee. You can still even make it hot, and you can chill it and have it for a protein shake the next day. So you could still have it with ice. You could still put it in the freezer and make it into your ice cubes and use it for a smoothie or whatever. You know, so these are all the convenient things of it. There's easy cream of chicken soup. You can eat that as is. You can add it with a faster if you wanted to add a more comprehensive meal. And as I've already laughed about it, this is the only diet you'll actually probably hear that you can actually, you know, add fries with that as well. So we've made the shaker fries. I think they're pretty amazing. I'm expecting to see a lot of versions of some sort of dirty fries on our Facebook group. There will be a thread going up tonight for the next week, I'd say, of like who cooked it first. We'll be doing some more giveaways and that as well too. So if you've already got the book and you're keen as mustard already to try out some of the recipes, get in there. Once the list goes up tonight, you can actually start to put in your name, and then we'll do some draws over the next few days for some giveaways and that as well too, just for fun. That's what we like to do, just have fun with it. I hope everyone's loving it. So yeah, basically the rundown is that more recipes, more meal plans, 4-day cycle. You just, how to get started, you just buy the book, you go to plan 1, make that week 1, and just start, okay? You just look for things, you can even look for the recipes that you've already got all the ingredients, and you don't even have to go out shopping. I'm not kidding, my fridge is nearly empty, but we're not going without food. Like today, like I said, I had the cottage pie, I've still got like another serve in there as well too. I've got things in the freezer I can easily pull out and use with this plan and save a truckload of money. And like, I'm still shrinking and feel good, so, except I'm obviously a little bit throaty, but I did have a sexy voice growing up. Anyway, I'm gonna have a bit look at the questions, but yeah, I'm hoping everyone's loved it. If you love it, don't forget to go on and leave a review. We love to see that. We've seen lots more people in the last week and that as well too. Dave's been telling me that such and such has like lost 10 kilos in the last 8 weeks, etc. I will be catching up on all of the posts that everybody's been making over the last couple of days. Of course, I've been flat out. I literally have been working from 7 a.m. Till 9:30 last night, and then again this morning, you know, that sort of hours each day to try and get this all done and make it beautiful. I'd like to do a big shout out for Megan Dillon and Lucy Dillon, also helping us with the editing and all your writing and that as well, that you helped us. Megan is a Thermomix consultant, so she helped us out with a lot of the information as well. And of course Dave for spending days just staring at a computer, going through the edits as well. I'm sure it's very boring for everybody, not you guys, but for the editors, because yeah, I do make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I'm going to have a quick look at the questions. I'm going to get off so you can all have a look through your book. If you love it, please go back onto the store and go into the reviews and leave us a review. You can send me emails or write a comment or post anything anywhere. But just make sure you use it. And while I've got you, don't forget to save your ebook to an e-reader, okay? It doesn't save to a bookmark. It needs to go on an e-reader. So make sure you do that and save the email somewhere if you ever need to download it again. But it should only take one download to save it. For everybody that prints off the ebook too, please hold off possibly for the next week, just in case we find any errors in there. Who cooked the book first. That will show us if there's anything that we need to fix. But we have had the testers going over. They actually get the page print of, like I posted into a group of each recipe so that they actually go through it. And when I cook as well, I actually read the instructions, but it doesn't mean that, you know, we are human and we miss things occasionally. Anyway, questions, anything there? Lots of hellos, hello to everybody. I'm not going to read all them out, but I'm hoping that everybody is just enjoying what they're seeing. This book looks amazing. Thank you for your hard work and efforts bringing us incredible recipes to follow along. And that's it, Lauren. Like I said, I really just want, like, honestly, it makes my day when people say that they made it and everybody loved the recipe. The biggest thing about our food is, like, I don't care if you're not keto, I want you to love the food. So, you know, if you're the only person in your family that follows a low carb lifestyle and you make my recipes, I'm hoping that everybody else in the family loves them, because we don't try and do a lot, like, other than, like I say, our shaker fries, we try not to do a lot of faux food. We do real food that just happens to be low carb, okay, but we want it to be tasty as all hell to begin with. So it doesn't matter if you don't follow a low carb lifestyle, or if you just want to lose a few kilos or something like that, try the Megg Fast or the Egg Fast 3.0. It makes a big difference. For anyone just tuning in now, I've lost over 15 kilos myself, nearly 16 kilos. And been shrinking along the way. If you look back into our videos just over the last few months, and that you'll actually see that it's true. You can definitely see just from my face alone how much I've lost. So guys, I will exceed the sales. Oh, we're just talking about sales. Egg Fast, excellent, yes. Oh, hi Hannah. Hannah's in the Czech Republic, so it's 10 a.m. Oh my goodness, that's great. It's so hard when you're trying to link up with different countries at the same time. Do I continue the live or do I go read the book now? I can get that, friends. It's that's why I said I didn't want to go on too long, and I was gonna go before it went live, but then I'm like, well, I can't post links and everyone will be like, where is it? Can the marshmallow be done in the Thermomix or is it too hard? Okay, Karen, I've actually written that in the notes, and I just basically said I wouldn't do it. You know why? Because realistically, at the volume of the recipe, it's too big. It won't get the volume that it does in a mixer. Like, I can't even use the small bowl in the KitchenAid. I actually have to use the full size bowl, and it nearly comes right up to the top of that. So you can imagine that in the, what is it, 2 litre jug? I don't know, it's more than 2 litres, but anyway. The 2 litre jug of the Thermomix, it can't do it. We did make it. You can make them in it, but when I'm not 100% happy with the results of a recipe, I don't stick that in there. The marshmallow is astoundingly good, and I've written a lot of notes on there. Mainly, it's not like a lot of instructions when you read it. I'm actually being quite particular with the recipes, because you've probably seen lots of different coloured ones that I've shown over the last couple of months. I've been testing it with so many different sweeteners, and so have our testers. And so many different methods that I've got it down to a timing, and it's like, don't think, you know, that's done at 5 minutes when I say to whip it to 7, because you'll actually see that it becomes glossy. Like, honestly, it's like a really thick meringue when it, like, pavlova kind of batter when it comes out. But yeah, I put in the reasons for the sweetness and stuff like that. But the Thermi, you can give it a go if you want, but you're just not going to get the same size. So it's really just not worth it in the end. You know, for me, it's like, most people are going to have a hand mixer or something. If you don't have a hand mixer, you can do it, and I've given the instructions for it in there, but you're just not going to get that volume because the Thermi just doesn't have the capacity to allow it. You could try and halve it, but yeah, you know, when it works the other way and it's so easy, and you can just put it down to a fine art. It's like, I was just setting the oven timer every single time. I was putting in the sweetener and the water onto the stovetop, and I was like setting it for 4 minutes, and then I was setting it for 2 minutes, and then when I set that for 2 minutes, I was beating egg whites. So, you know, I was just doing it like a machine, and each time it's come out, for the last few times, I even tested it again, because I've done it with so many different sweeteners. I tested the xylitol again with collagen, and we got that beautiful Turkish Delight meringue that I made yesterday. And then today I've actually dehydrated it into crunchy. It almost goes like, you know those meringues that are really crunchy on the outside and then they're like soft in the middle? Well, that's how it goes in the dehydrator. So if anyone's going to dehydrate it as well, just dehydrate it around about 40 degrees. It'll probably take about 6 to 8 hours. You just cut it up after it's dried up, following it all, and then do that. But I'll probably show you a live with the marshmallow. I won't give away the recipe or anything like that, but I'll just show you what that looks like. We did shoot a little bit of video yesterday as well, and I showed like, I haven't shown it yet, it's got like huge amount of volume. So it is a really nice recipe, and also sweetness can actually affect the flavor in that as well too. So just have a look at, like, let's just say if you're using allulose, 1 1/3 cups of allulose is 1 cup of sugar. Now this has got nowhere near amount of sugar as normal marshmallow. I think normal marshmallow has about 2 cups of sugar in it or something like that. We don't even have half that, okay, so I'm not going to give away everything, but if you're using the allulose, it is less sweet, but for me that's still fine. Some people like, but I can always say, like, just taste things and you'll know that next time, hey, I might add more, or I can add more at certain stages and that as well too. But yeah, that's just, you know, some things aren't that perfect just because something's limited in a bowl, and yeah, Thermomix, it just wasn't perfect, so I left it out. But yeah, you can still do it, and you can, like, honestly, you can use any liquid in it. We actually made it with custard, we've made it with coffee, we've made it with, you know, jelly mixture and stuff like that. Not that any of the ones photographed have a jelly mixture in them. You know, you could do it with juice, you could do it with a kombucha, you could do it with cordial. There's lots of different places. It's so good. Okay, where's the update master list? Yeah, Dave's got to do that one. It was just editing and that today, but I've updated the meal plans and that as well. So, and the FAQs has a few extra. It has 1 extra page, and then on the back it has a little bit the last two Q&As on the FAQs and that as well too have been added. We will add anything extra to the FAQs because it's separate to the ebook. That just keep coming up, so I put in a couple of extra things and a couple of things that people have been coming up with questions just on the Facebook group. Megan has notes, the marshmallow, yeah. Thanks, Lucy. Yeah, I have written a lot of things in notes, so really look through the notes before asking any questions, because I'm not going to tell people answers on Facebook. I'm just going to say look in the notes if it's in there, because I want everyone to learn to look there first. But yeah, that is definitely there. Okay, I don't think anyone's got any questions. Hang on, your faster pasta is one of the most amazing recipes that I've ever tasted. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Joanne. Yeah, it is a really good, I like really versatile things, and that's what I think the whole, the most exciting thing about the Egg Fast 3.0 has been that these recipes are incredibly versatile. And that's what I wanted to carry through in the Megg Fast and that as well too, even though we were implementing more meat. So let's just say a beef and bacon cottage pie. But I'm giving you variation. So even when we made ours this week, I just admitted that my fridge is virtually empty. So when I went to make the beef and bacon cottage pie, we actually had no halloumi. So I used paneer, which was probably a couple of weeks out of date, but it hadn't been opened. So I just threw that on the top as well. It was not as salty as halloumi, but it was still lovely on it. So, you know, these are the sort of things that you can actually just use what's in the fridge that is still low carb, and that you'll know will be a similar kind of macro on that as well too. And it's still like in the genre of like whatever food group you're swapping out, or if it has to be an alternative for dairy, then of course that is different too. With some of the dairy substitutions, I've been very specific with the dairy substitutions, and there is some ingredients that might be like a dairy-free cream, where we don't have cream for the non-dairy-free. It's just because the creams that are dairy-free, these ones that are in the supermarkets locally, they're actually very low carb, and they're alternative for a couple of different ingredients that are in some of them and that as well too. So that doesn't mean for everyone that eats dairy, you can add cream. Please just leave the cream out. You don't need cream in any of these recipes, okay? So for anyone that's doesn't know, there's no nuts in this recipes or book. There's no nuts in it. There's no cream in it. There is just moderate amount of fat. Like even, you know, in some of the biggest recipes, there might only be a tablespoon of oil in the whole thing. Okay, so it's not like we're dumping in a quarter cup of oil or whatever. Yes, in a pesto, but you're not eating the whole pesto, right? And that pesto lasts forever in the fridge, and it stays dark green too. It's such a good one, that one. Think we are done. Let's have a quick look. There it is. It does look like there's lots of questions. Yeah, that's just garbage. Maybe always get someone who gets on here and just puts stupid comments. No, I'm not talking about it. You'll see what I mean if you look. Dave will probably clear it off soon. Okay, chopped custard for lunch today. So delicious, can't wait. I actually am looking forward to making some custards and stuff like that because we've been flat out this and I've been testing like marshmallow over and over. Like honestly, I thought I was like going to die of eating and tasting too much marshmallow, but all I want to do now is try some different ones, which is quite funny. Right now with the ones that I actually did in the dehydrator as a second batch, I actually put the temperature too high. That's why I was very specific there, like put it around 40 because I did that at first with my first batch and they all came out perfect. If you've never tried to dehydrate a marshmallow, they're awesome. I think they're better than marshmallows, to be honest. And if you hate marshmallows because they're really sweet, like I said, these ones are not. They're not overly sweet, okay? I actually never liked really sugary stuff when I was younger, and then as well, marshmallows were never high on my list of anything. Like if I eat any lollies, they're always hard. But yeah, these are really nice, and you can make them sour and that as well too. So add some citric acid or whatever, go for your life. You know, make warhead marshmallows. But anyway, I'm gonna let you go. Please make the recipes, share them, not share the recipes, but share your pictures on our Facebook group, Low Carb Mixes if you can't find us, Mad Creations, Keto Recipes by Megg and Ellen, Keto and Low Carb Recipes, I never remember the name, but it's linked in this anyway. And I look forward to seeing everybody's amazing food, but I also look forward to seeing the results. We'll start on Monday this week, so have a last hurrah this weekend if it's going to be your first go. If you don't know if you need all of the books or whatever, buy one, go back and get the others if you want to, or grab the bundle if you can afford it. These are recipes that you will use over and over again, and they do not have to be used in a plan. You do not have to follow a fast. It is not an egg fast, by the way. There is not a lot of eggs in this book at all. It's the Megg Fast. The Megg. It's just us showing that we're moving further away from this, but using some of the great things that we've learned from the Egg Fast 2.0 mainly, which was my development of the original Egg Fast, pushing to a higher protein, more to satiety, intermittent fasting kind of cyclical diet rather than a fad diet of just eating eggs and fat and eating every 3 hours, which is just dumb. But anyway, okay, I'm gonna go before I say too much. Have a great night, everybody. It's not the weekend yet. I was about to say have a great weekend. But I will undoubtedly be live making some marshmallows at some point, but don't hold out for the recipe because I won't be giving it away. I'll just be showing like how easy they are to make so that nobody thinks that they're a too hard basket, okay? They're very, very easy, especially if you've got a mixer because you can just set the time. But the thing is it's just done on the stovetop. No trickery, nothing crazy. But yeah, if you've got the book, have a look at the ingredients, go through and start shopping, and let's get ready for a great challenge next week. And thanks for tuning in. If you watched any of it, I'm going to end it now, but you can actually watch the playback and just learn more about the book, see a few of the pages, and flick through it. Anyway, catch us all.